All right, math book, page 297. We are going to start learning decimals today. If you're looking at your math book and you're already on page 297, this is basically the shaded green box on the top. I'm just going to go over it without you seeing the answers they already have printed. I like to do our examples on our own first. Then we open up our book and we see how our examples that we've already completed match the same thing that is in your math book as up here. This just gives us the answer. So I like to close our math books. Let's look at our examples and learn how to do this. Some of this is going to be a review. You may have remembered doing decimals in the beginning of the year, and we talked about place values. So this is kind of just a review, but we're going to dig a little deeper in this chapter. And hopefully these videos are helping y'all to understand, make you feel like you're in class and you're hearing my voice and my instruction. All right, so let's get started with our examples. So if this is a picture of 1/10, I actually did draw this one correctly. This is 10 bars and I shaded in 1/10. Our hundreds, pretend like that's 100 little squares, and when we get to 1,000, pretend like that's 1,000 little squares. I was not able to draw that properly with my pencil freehanding, so we're just going to pretend that these two are correct. But this one is correct. I did draw this one accurate to scale. So if you have a drawing and it tells you it is 1/10, how do you write that into a decimal? Well, we have to remember our place value when it comes to decimals. Here I drew right here hundreds, tens, then ones. Then when you have your decimals, they skip the ones and they go straight to tenths. Notice the THS, that means it is after the decimal. Then you have hundredths, then thousands. So if this is 1/10, you would draw that decimal 0.1. That's how you draw 1/10. Do you have to put the 0 in front of the decimal? Yes, you do, because this is Zero the hero. And we all remember our song, Zero the hero came to school. Zero the hero, he's so cool. Zero the hero saves the space, so all the other numbers can stay in their place. Yeah. So you remember me being silly and singing your song about Zero the hero. So you have to put your 0 in front of the decimal. Yes. How do we write this into a fraction? Well, listen to my words that I'm saying. I'm saying 1/10. So if that is a fraction, it's going to be 1/10. Just that simple. 1/10. All right, if this, pretend like this is 100 little squares here, and we shaded in 1, and I told you this was 1/100th. In order to write that, if you look at your place value, that would be where your hundredth is. That means you have to have a 0 in front of it. I didn't say any tenths. I didn't say 13 hundredths. I just said 1/100ths. So my decimal would be a 0.0, then 1. That's my 1/100ths, because I'm looking at my place value chart and it's kind of helping me decide. If that helps you to draw a place value chart on your paper, do so. If you want to just use the one that's in your book, you do have one in your book. I'll show you on your page. It's right here in blue. They have some numbers in there. Just cover up your numbers and plug in your own numbers. So 1/100th, if you listen to the words, you're saying 1/100th, so it's 1/100. Then look at this example. Pretend like that's 1,000, and in your book it shows you they took a magnifying glass and zeroed in on this one little shaded spot they have right there, and that would be 1/10. So each little squares has 10 lines in them, 10 bars, and they're shading in 1 because it's out of a whole thousandths. So 1,000ths, let's see how many from the decimal place. You would need 1, 2, and then it's the third place value. So it's 0.1, 2, 3. That's the third place value. 1,000ths, you listen to the words, 1,000ths. So we're going to have 1 over what number? That's right, over 1,000. 1,000ths. Now, to show you that's how you would write decimal of the picture shown, and then you convert it into a fraction. And it's exactly the words that you're saying. So if I want to go backwards to that, and I would say, here's your fraction, 1/100th, this is how you would write it in the decimal. 1 is in the 100th place, and you put your zeros to save it space. So here's a place value chart, and I'm going to show you how to write your numbers. I gave some examples, A, B, and C. If I said write in the number 4 and 6/10. Remember, when we see the word and, that's where your decimal is going to be. So and means that is the decimal. Okay, so 4 and 6/10, that means you have a whole number 4. That's in your ones place value. So we have 4 and 6/10. Then look at the number B. If I have 4 and 65/100, then I would have 4 and 65. Where did that number end it? It ended on the hundredths. And then the next one is 4 and 659 thousandths. So I have 4 and 659 thousandths. Wherever your number ends, that's the place value that it is. So I hope this is going to help you. We are now going to do page 297. Let's see, we have to do all of it. I think it's pretty simple. We're going to do numbers 1 all the way to number 23. This is going to be your place value. Let's just start at the top. It's going to say write the decimal form and the fraction form for the pictures that are shown. This is going to be out of 100. This is tens, 100, 100. You're going to write your decimal and then write the fraction. Let me look at that real quick. Yes. All right, and then you're going to right here, it says write the fraction in a decimal form. So here's your fraction. Oh, that's a glare. Here's your fraction. You're going to write it into decimals. Do that for number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if this is 2 hundredths, 8 tenths, 179 thousandths, 45 hundredths, 19 thousandths. Then right here we have the decimals, and you have to write it into a fraction. This is 7 hundredths, 39 hundredths. And I'm not going to say the rest because it kind of gives away the answers, and I want you to think for yourself and try to figure it out. Then right here, write the place value of 5 and the number. So every time you see a 5, I would suggest you circle it. If my kids didn't take my marker, here it is. Write the place value of 5. So here's your 5. What place value is that? That's your ones place value. I'm going to go ahead and give you that one. Ones place value. There's your 5 right there. 5 and 5. Write the place value. Remember, if it's after the decimal, you're going to end in TH, THS, THS. And then right here it says circle the digit in the place listed. So this says tenths place. Circle what digit is in the tenths place. Is it 4, 5, 6, or 8? Circle that number that's in the tenths place. Circle the number that's in the thousandths place. Circle the number that's in the ones place, ones. And circle the number that's in the hundredths place. I thought this was pretty simple because we've kind of done this before. It's just been a long time since we've done it. We did it earlier in the year, probably like in the fall, winter time. So if you do have, this should be a good little refresher. If you do have any questions or any comments or concerns or something's confusing or you don't get it, if it's just one problem, circle it, skip over it, keep moving along. If it's something that's hindering you from completing the whole page, comment below so that I can answer your questions and we can get our math completed for the day. All right, have fun. Bye-bye.